First of all, welcome back. And first of all, after that, if you did happen to log out, which is possible, to restart your computer, which you should be doing fairly regularly anyway, you might have to get back to here, and it is a little bit unintuitive that you got to click on that and then on this to log in. So I will do that. You probably won't have to do that, but in case you ever do, that's how. So just give me a moment to get back in. Yeah, so one way or another, you need to get to here, or if you're already beyond this and you left it exactly as we were working on it after the first full day of Corral the dog, then you're probably here in number 2, ready to watch the video. Well, maybe that's the next thing I'm going to talk about, just the way you navigate through here. It's easy to tell that this is unit 3 and 4 and 5. This is unit 2. You don't see the 2. That's kind of like if you click on the 3, right, then all that stuff is 3. You got 2, 4, and then 3 is here. I find that a little bit hard to navigate. But anyway, this is where you should be actually, not more Corral Basic in 2, rather Corral Can't Turn Right video in unit 3. So as last time, you'll be using this video as a guide, and what I would do if I were you was just watch through this video first, it'd be around 20 minutes, and then go back and go through and do each step one at a time. So you'll watch through the video. I'm not going to repeat everything in the video. I'm not going to repeat what is already here. I'm going to, like I talked about last time, add this extra stuff, this stuff that is not the what, just to motor your way through this online curriculum, but the why. And even more importantly, well, why is pretty important. The why and the how, right, like I talked about last time. So watch the video in terms of, and he talks about lots of the why we do certain things, and then he talks about lots of the how we do certain things, but I'm going to add in a little bit more because I know where you're going. If you're headed to IB Computer Science or whatever, that's what this course is for. So watch the video, move on, and then what we're going to have a quiz. You can do that, and then let's see, I guess this will be the first code that you get into after those two things, and I believe it's going to look different than this. I think it's going to look like, I've already gotten in and worked on this a little bit. I think yours is going to look like this. So again, you're going to have to watch the video and listen to it, what Jeremy Keegan says and talks about, but this is significant in that you're seeing for the first time functions. What I'll do is show you functions in, let's say, IntelliJ IDEA. I don't know what's going to show up here, but I know it's going to be functions. And so sure enough, this is really complicated. And in the next video, from the 3rd class, what will I do? Excite you, impress you, scare you, all of those, all of the above, by showing you where we're headed into Java and some pretty cool stuff. But for now, don't worry about all this code. It's really much easier than it seems. But each one of these blocks that starts with public, they're functions. So there are 3 functions right there. Ooh, that's a big one. That's a huge function, and then another function. So this is a smaller function. It's called turn right. And the reasons for functions are what the video is going to tell you, plus a bunch of other things as well. And the one thing that I'm not so sure that the video does a good job at is underlining the fact that when you've got these functions, that they can be reused. Because right now, if we just reset and step through this, you'll see that the function is only called once. We get to it, it's called turn right. So when we get to turn right at line 9, then we go looking. Where is turn right? Because we know what all these other things are. We know move, turn left, and put ball. We know those are the fundamental commands from last class. But I don't see any turn right. And that's what the video is going to be all about, that you make your own turn right. So when you get to the call to turn right, you go down to turn right. So when we step through this, it's going to go down into that function. And how do we turn right? By turning left 3 times, as the video will tell you. So what I want to do, value added to this, is just call it a few more times. Turn right. Oh, I'll even call it like literally a few. Turn right. I want to call it lots. I want to underline the point that when you have, I don't know what this is going to do other than turn them around forever, but the fact of the matter is, when you make this function, when you make a function, you're generally going to be calling it more than once. So if you reset this and go through it, you can just go down through from the start. When you get to turn right, you're going to go down to the turn right, then you're going to come back, keep on going down. Oh, another turn right, another turn right. You get the idea. So you're moving back and forth and back and forth and back and forth and back and forth to these functions that you make. And I think that's probably enough to send you on to the next, which must be slide Corel. As before, one of the big things, one of the big hows in programming is to take a deep breath. When you've got a new problem, really understand it. Don't just rush. So when you get to this, take your time, read through it, make sure you totally understand. And I know this one is pretty straightforward. And near the beginning here, they are going to be straightforward, but they're going to get more involved. And so you want to take the deep breath, really read carefully, really understand what you're trying to accomplish. And then you're going to see, oops, have I already done it? I think this is, let me just see. I am just going to test this completely. No, I don't know what I was doing here. So I'll just delete some of this stuff. I'll leave that because that's the first thing you're going to do. Because the exercise, you can always go back to the exercise right here, said you will need to write a turn right function. So the very first thing you might as well do is get that out of the way and make your turn right. Generally, when I'm making my functions I'm going to use, I don't like them to be at the top. I like the main flow of what's going on in the program to be at the top. So that's something that I'm going to be using later on. So what I'm going to do, let me just talk through it. I'm going to like put a ball, I'm going to maybe move, then I'm going to turn right, etc., etc. Okay, and I can turn right. That's the point. I can turn right because there it is. Oh, move right. Shouldn't have called it move right. I should have called it turn right. So that would have been a marking error with the marking engine behind the scenes. It should be turn right. Okay, so you can do that one. And fireman. This one's even more fundamental, more easy, but still, just take your time. You haven't seen the barriers here before, you've seen the walls, but there could be barriers as well, and you can't go through them. Anyway, you're not even going up to the barrier, you're just going down it, so that's going to be pretty straightforward. I'll leave that one for you to do. Pretty straightforward. And then you're on to 4, right? Is that right? Fireman, yep. And you're just going to keep on going, submit, continue, submit, continue, submit, continue. You're going to watch the video. You're going to do the quiz. And then turn around. Looks like I've already done it. All right, I guess no, this would have been from the video. Yeah, this would have been from the video. And again, it's almost too straightforward because we only call the turnaround once. So, you know, you can mess around with it yourselves. I'm going to mess around with it. Turn around. I just don't like to see when we make a function like this that we're only calling it once. Because if you're only calling it once, then what's the point? And there are points to that, but usually you're calling it again and again and again. So again, just for the heck of it, turn around. So, I mean, nothing much is going to happen here, except I'm spinning around a lot, but the fact of the matter is we are calling that function a couple of times. If you do mess around, by the way, before you continue, you probably want to take it back to the way that it was, or is the best way to have it to solve the problem, so that when you continue, you'll get the green sticker or whatever. So now it starts to get interesting. This is the first, I think, big step. When you get to this, if you just want to do the what, if you just want to achieve it, yeah, you just put line after line after line after line after line after line after line. But for starters, you're not going to get your green sticker if you just do like move, move, or I guess move, right? You're not. It's going to be ugly. It's just going to be line after line after line of code, and you're not calling the make pancakes function, which they want you to. So this make pancakes, you can read this, slow it down on your own, and really understand what you're trying to do here. But they're insisting, right? They're saying, do use this function. So my point to you would be, don't just make it and use it, but make it to be as efficient as possible. Don't just make this make pancakes function to be put ball, put ball, put ball. Because yeah, okay, put ball, put ball, put ball is the main thing that's being repeated 3 times. And so the main thing that can be called to be done by this method. But there are other things that are being repeated. So if you think about it, as he goes across, I'm not going to give you the answer to that, but as he goes across, he moves, put ball, put ball, put ball, moves, put ball, put ball, put ball, moves. Right. So what you want to try to do with this is put as much into the function as you can. Oh, that's what I got right now. So right now, yeah, this might be kind of an intermediate place you're going to get to. Make pancakes. Okay, it's got the 3. No, I'm still in the same place, so let me just move them off. Let me reset. So you're going to move, make pancakes, move, and I guess you'd have to move again. So you're going to see as you start to do things mainly over here in the main part of the program that things are being repeated outside of the make pancakes. So you could probably move those things that are being repeated into the make pancakes. You see what I'm saying? So I want less here and more here. And frankly, if you don't get quite where I'm leading you with that line of thought, just do make it work. If I've not said this before in the videos, at this stage, your second full day or third full day of learning the program, make it work. Then you can make it efficient. Or what I find myself often saying is make it work, then make it pretty. You know what I mean? So I'm just saying that if you want to be the most pure programmer already, you would have less up here and more down here. Submit and continue. Oh, I can't submit and continue because I haven't finished it yet. So close, I'll just click. Where are we now? That was pancakes. So Mario Corral, it's the same idea where you can solve it in a brute force way. You can just go line after line after line after line after line after line, right? And it'll be about 50 lines where you move, turn left, move, 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 because you're bouncing up here and taking them like a Mario. So take ball, take ball. If you want to make it turn right, make it turn right, and you go turn right, move, move, move. So you can just have, like I say, 50 lines, or you can try to figure out what this collect coins could be to have the most things that are happening per repeated function. So it's not just take ball, but it's like move, 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 take ball, and more, if you see where I'm going with that. So once again, you're trying to squeeze as much as you can into the collect coins function and have not a whole lot outside of it. But one way or another, you're starting with this function. Exercise again, what is it called? Collect coins. Has to be spelled exactly that way. So I'll even copy it. And oops, no, we're not making, we already made it. We just want to call it collect coins. So right now it's not doing anything. Let me just put a couple of things maybe. Well, I'm going to do it in an inefficient way. Move, turn left, right, that's going to move them there, turn them left, and then collect the coins. So collect coins is going to be move, move, move. What was it? Take ball, etc., etc. So, I mean, I'm on the right track there. Reset, step, step, call collect coins. Down we go. Move, 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 take ball, etc., etc. Yeah, so keep on going with that. But then, again, this kind of general thing, once you're making it work, then, if you can, try to figure out how to make there to be less lines up here by moving one or two of them down into here. And is that going to take us to the end, I think? Start function 1.4.5. Yes. So I'm going to stop it here. This is about as far as we got in the second class. And I'll do another video for the class we just had yesterday.